Aces. Coach Becky Hammon offers blunt assessment after blowout loss to Fever. Things have been going well for the Indiana Fever over the past few games. They head into Saturday's matchup against the Los Angeles Sparks, riding a 3-game winning streak. That streak includes a Commissioner's Cup championship win over the Minnesota Lynx. Most recently, they dominated the Las Vegas Aces in a blowout home victory. Even more impressive, the wins have come without the services of second-year star guard Caitlin Clark. The 81-54 win over Las Vegas caught many around the league off guard and left plenty of people scratching their heads. Scott Agness, who covers the WNBA and the Indiana Fever, shared updates on the team's strong performance and included a post-game quote from Aces head coach Becky Hammon. Hammon didn't hold back when asked how the game went from her perspective. "They busted our Caswa in every kind of way," Aces coach Becky Hammon said. "The game was never close." Indiana led 21-14 after the first quarter and stretched the lead to 46-25 by halftime. Las Vegas outscored the Fever 23-22 in the third, but managed just 7 points in the fourth. Asia Wilson was the only Aces player to score in double figures, finishing with a game-high 29 points. The next highest was Jackie Young, who went just 2 for 9 from the field and scored 6 points. For the Fever, Kelsey Mitchell continued her hot streak with 25 points and 6 assists. Leah Boston, who is starting in the WNBA All-Star Game, added 20 points and 7 rebounds. The loss dropped the Aces to 8-9 on the season. They'll look to bounce back Sunday on the road against the Connecticut Sun. It's the third game in a 5-game road stretch for Las Vegas, which won't return home until July 12th when they host the Golden State Valkyries. The Las Vegas Aces walked off the court stunned, silent, frustrated. The defending champs, once the darlings of dominance in the WNBA, had just been steamrolled by a rising Indiana Fever squad that looked like they had something to prove. The final score wasn't just a loss, it was a statement. Fever 92, Aces 73, and no one felt the weight of it more than Aces head coach Becky Hammon. When she stepped up to the podium for the postgame press conference, her voice wasn't angry. Her voice was humble, sharp, precise, and laced with disappointment. Becky Hammon wasn't here to sugarcoat. We got punched in the mouth, and we just stood there and took it. That was the opening line. No cliches, no they played well, we'll bounce back. This was a reality check from a coach who's built a team on toughness, accountability, and championship caliber expectations. And this time, her team didn't show up. The rise of the Fever, the fall of a giant for a night. What made the loss sting more wasn't just the margin. It was who handed it to them. The Indiana Fever, a team once written off early in the season, have undergone a transformation. With Caitlin Clark commanding the floor like a seasoned general and players like Nalissa Smith, Kelsey Mitchell, and Leah Boston thriving alongside her, Indiana didn't just win, they dominated. They played harder, Hammon admitted. They ran the floor. They crashed the boards. They moved the ball. We looked like we were stuck in sand. It's not something you usually hear from Hammon, who's known more for praising her team's grit and elite execution. But on this night, she had nothing nice to say. "We didn't compete. That's unacceptable." Calling out the core, Hammon didn't name names, but her comments were a clear challenge to her veteran core players, who've led the Aces to the pinnacle of the league, but were visibly outworked by a younger, hungrier Fever squad. You want to be the best? Then you don't walk into games thinking people will bow to you just because of your resume, she said. That line sent ripples through the press room. Translation, the Aces played entitled, the Fever played like they were starving, and Hammon wasn't going to protect her players from that truth. Caitlin Clark's impact noted, though Hammon is as competitive as they come, she gave credit where it was due, specifically to Caitlin Clark. "She's the engine," Hammon said bluntly. "She's got poise beyond her years. She sees the whole floor, and she killed us in transition." Clark's stat line was electric. 26 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, and a High-Reel logo 3 that brought the Fever crowd to its feet and buried any hope of an Aces comeback. "She's not just hype," Hammon admitted. "She's real. And if that team keeps playing like that around her, the league better take notice." Unfiltered leadership. This wasn't Becky Hammon's first tough loss, but it might have been one of her rawest reactions. She didn't throw chairs or scream into microphones, but every word she said cut deep. Not to hurt, but to wake her team up. Sometimes you need to get embarrassed to remember what this league is about, she said. Nobody cares about what you did last year. The quote instantly trended because it wasn't just about this game. It was about legacy, urgency, and respect. The Aces, a back-to-back championship squad, had just been handed a reminder. Past glory doesn't win present games.